probably like, what the hell is... hello, welcome to the War Gamer. I'm your host, Rob. I'm joined by James from the Scribes of War.
I'm sure we've just done this.
We've done this, but this time we've done it better and hopefully available on Twitch. Thanks for joining us. Thank you to everyone on Patreon and Twitch who supports the War Gamer. You help us set this up and run the show. So you guys are literally legends. Warhammer legends. I'd even go as far as to say you're Warhammer heroes, but I wouldn't want to put you in such bad company. If I had a microphone, I'd drop it. So, we are here for round 2 of the London GT, a 78-person Age of Sigmar event with an additional smaller, not very important 40k side tournament.
No one cares about 40k.
No one cares about 40k at all. And the 40k event is over there. But you can go watch those guys on the Hellstorm Wargaming channel. But for this Age of Sigmar event, we've got 2 exciting players and 2 exciting armies playing a game in the scenario focal points.
Yeah,
it's actually battle plan.
Ulgu?
In Ulgu, yeah, the realm of shadow.
There you go.
And between shadow and light is where Slaanesh was held, and a lot of us in the competitive scene kind of wish they'd stayed there. James, as a Slaanesh player, you don't feel the same?
Well, I'm a Slaanesh player that mostly has goats, so that probably makes me a worse person. And yeah, I'm quite happy they're back. They're okay. Until Cities of Sigmar comes out and I can just push steam tanks across the table. I'm quite happy. Yeah, basically.
Okay, that's going to be a very exciting time. But we haven't got a Slaanesh army on the tabletop. We've actually got Beasts of Chaos playing against Fyreslayers in a non-typical Fyreslayers build. Normally, you see the big block of 30 Hearthguard Berserkers, but we're not going to see them today.
No.
We're only going to see 15. Missing their 15 mates. Where's me 15 mates?
They're from a small lodge.
They're from a very small lodge. Do you think traditionally, narratively, this is a good matchup? Beasts of Chaos versus Fyreslayers?
Well, that's a hard one, isn't it? I think Fyreslayers are just doing stuff for gold. Beasts kind of like anything shiny to put on their stones. So yeah, maybe.
Yes.
I mean, if I was a Beast of Chaos, I played them very briefly and got bored of carrying 144 models around. I'd probably just chop up anything. That was the best bit about it. Narratively, chop it down.
Just chop it the hell down. So if you guys are watching live on Twitch, if you're watching on Facebook, jump over to Twitch. Because if you want to, live on Twitch, you can press the BIP button that you'll see in the top right-hand corner. If you press that, that's better information panel. That has the lists for the 2 armies. We will talk about the lists in a minute, but that will have them there for you guys to see and peruse, right? So yeah, but thank you for Flody. We'll try and make it as good as possible in the future. Okay, sweet. But so we're going to bring you that game ASAP. Don't forget, like we said, our infield reporter, Mr. Donald Taylor, has got the Twitter handle and the Instagram. So check out our Instagram for fancy new pictures of what's happening at the tournament, and also Twitter for some hot fire. But right now, Donald's going to use his voice to tell you exactly what's happening in the world.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining me, or Rob, I mean really me, but whatever. So we have LGT round 2. I'm going to tell you what the top 5 tables are. I'm going to tell you some LGT controversy, because obviously there's always some, and I'll tell you some of the games we're going to follow. When I do I will share the rounds on Twitter though, so if there are any matches you're interested in seeing photos of, feel free to let me know, and if I find it interesting or I care enough, I might actually take photos. So table 1, we have the game that's going to be on stream. It's Beasts versus Fyreslayers. Now, I've not really heard of these 2 players before. That doesn't mean they're not good, but the Beasts player was made famous earlier because he played Adam Kunis, who I said was going to win. I was wrong. He's on table 1. Adam's on table 35. Who could have called that? Certainly not Donal. Then we have table 2. We have Deepkin, which is Tech versus Craig Namvar Blue Horrors. He's playing. So we're hoping the Deepkin wins, because we really don't want Craig to be on stream, because those Blue Horrors look, quite frankly, atrocious. Table 3, we have Skaven versus Slaanesh. That's Ben Sava versus Seb. We're kind of hoping Sava wins, because Seb used to play Gits and he moved away, so we don't really like him anymore. Table 4, we have Sylvaneth versus Stormcast Eternals. That's Mark Curtis versus Lovo. We definitely want Lovo to win, because again, Mark used to play Gits and he moved away. And then table 5, we have Korn we have an unknown player, because he didn't submit a list, so he's probably changing that every round, versus Feck. I'm pretty sure that Feck guy is the guy who beat me at Bobo. Sorry, I didn't play my last game at Bobo. Who played at Bobo definitely didn't beat me. So we want the guy with the list that's changing to win. And then table 6, we have our friend Darren Watson versus a Corn Archeon list. We're probably hoping that Darren wins because he's kind of tired and he's taking a net list, but more on that later. LGT controversies. First of all, the food. We were promised food. There is a food truck, but they have 4 servers, 2 cooks. The cooks are so bad they have to keep on like food temperaturing. They can't just look at a piece of chicken and go, that's done. They constantly have to test the temperature. Do you know when your mom is cooking a roast dinner? But these aren't roast dinners, it's fucking chicken goujons. Sorry, I'm not allowed to curse. Rob told me earlier. So chicken goujons, don't know when it's cooked. They constantly run out of chips because I think they only have 1 fryer at a time or an oven. I don't know. It's like McCain's ovens chips. We ordered our food before, by the way, because I like care about Rob and the team. I ordered it for 12:15. Only have to wait until 12:30, even though we're just waiting by the collection. They take like literally. There's a video that was the 3rd one I recorded because I kept on forgetting to hit play, where they still hadn't served anyone. I asked for my paella, which I see is sitting there. They're like, "Can you just wait 30 more seconds, please?" I'm like, I've already been waiting for 15 minutes. What more do you, like, just serve it. It's there. I could like go behind. It's faster. Anyway, it's fine. LGT controversy. I expect half of the 40k players won't get lunch. Probably okay, because have you seen 40k players? Anyway, then we have the invitationals last night. A little bit of drama. I don't really know how 40k works, so this is second hand. But they have chess clocks, which we probably should bring into AOS, especially with the change hosts. But they have chess clocks. One of the players ran out of time on the chess clock. 20 minutes left for the other guy who's flown over all the way from America. They get chucked out of the venue, and the guy doesn't concede even though he was going to lose. That's 40k for you. Would you ever want to play that game? No, that's why we're playing AOS at LGT. I'll hand you back to Rob. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Donal. It's nothing but a pleasure to hear him talk all the time. So he's off to find himself a Snacker Jack and maybe a Snapple. Yeah.
No comment.
Right, so welcome to the game. This is round 2 of the LGT. You're seeing Freddie Leggett with his Beast of Chaos, who will be legging it all the way across the board.
Yep.
And then he's up against Francois, who with his Fyreslayers. Now, as we said, that you can look at the list on the BIP app. Now, Freddie has got a Depraved Drove list. We'll talk more on that in a minute. So he got to choose who goes first.
Yep.
And because he got to choose who goes first, he gave the turn to Francois. So we're actually in the first turn, and we're looking at the first turn for Fyreslayers. Very interesting. Off the board, this is actually quite telling. Well, let's talk through the list first.
Yeah.
And then we'll say what's off the board, shall we? Where? Interesting. Yeah, let's do that.
We've hid the lists. We can't find them ourselves. But yeah, so we're going to do some list discussion now we've found them.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Josh Hardman, thanks for joining the Knee Stabbing Gang, by the way. Thanks to everyone who subscribes on Twitch and on Patreon. So if we're looking at Freddie's list, so this is Beast of Chaos. This is all you. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's a lot of what I've been playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's in the list?
So we've got a Beast Lord, which generally speaking, personal opinion, are just kind of there, and I would imagine he's there to kind of make up a secondary hero.
He's currently off the board as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he'll be coming to give someone a reroll to their charge, I imagine. A Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, who has all the jazz on him. So he's the general. He's got the Ancient Beyond Knowing trio. Laura Dark Storm, so he's spell, so he's got Hellstorm. There's another Beast Lord with Volcanic Axes, so I would imagine that's the one that's off the board. Because why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And then we got a couple of Great Brave Shamans, 3 Dragon Ogres. They're okay. And then some Gores. Everyone hates Gores. I use a lot of Gores.
Okay.
Pretty good.
30 Gores is a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. There's a lot of board control from this army, which is really important. As you can see on the tabletop, there are these, still to be discussed conversational pieces about the the objective markers.
Yep.
These you're not a fan of these?
They're kind of ugly.
I mean, that's true, but very important for us to see that we're clearly playing focal points.
Yep.
We're playing, clearly playing focal points, and there are 5 objectives. Now, the center objective is worth 2 points, as you can see right here. So this is worth 2, and then if you claim both of the reds at the same time, that's 3. Otherwise, they're worth 1 each. And if you claim 2 of the whites at the same time, they're worth 3, or they're worth 1 each. So that's how it works. So it's important to try and score the opposite ends, but normally what happens is, because that's quite hard to do unless you've got deep striking units, which both armies have.
Yep.
What you actually have to do is battle over this center objective. That generally tends to be most people's kind of like position early game anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, and for me, Fyreslayers are going to try and stand and hold, and Beast of Chaos, as discussed earlier, just basically want to chop through things. So he's going to want to play an aggressive game. That depraved drone that we were on about earlier is basically giving him a lot of extra hits, a lot of extra win rolls on a 6 to hit, and that's important because weight of numbers is a strong and powerful mechanic, I always think, especially for a beast player.
Yeah, but he's going to want to control the board. What's really, really scary, and as we start to see this army move forward, is this unit of 15 Hearthguard Berserkers here. They're usually taken as a big 30. They're indestructible, and they just go and punch people's faces in. It's going to be very hard, and they just they'll just chew through units.
Yep.
But not having the 15, not having the big 30, but having a block of 30. Oh my God! Not having the big block of 30, but having a block of 15, and then having a block of 15 magma pikes.
Yep.
Could be a really interesting list. So it's fun to see. What else is in this list? There are 30 Bestigor as well.
Everyone's favourite type of gore.
Yes, yeah, they are the best of all the gores.
That they are.
Yeah.
And it's those that are going to do the damage with that depraved drone. You know, those 6s. So they're going to be 6s, re-rolling 1s because they're fighting order and they don't like it.
Yeah.
So 4s to hit, 3s to win, but those 6s doing 3 wound rolls while they're over 20 is where the sweet money's at.
Yeah, and they're currently off the board.
Yeah.
So they're currently not there. So there's a deep striking unit of possibly the biggest bully unit. It's 300 points. It's the biggest unit that it has. Well, it's also got the battalion, the Depraved Drove, and also the Wildfire Taurus. I'm a huge fan.
We're aware.
Huge fan of that spell, and he's also rocking the Doomblast Dirge. Hopefully you don't feel our commentary is dirgy.
Probably.
Dirging.
We could try.
The dirgiest. I would like it if it's the dirgiest. Now that's going to make units have -1. It basically takes 1 off your armor save.
Yeah.
Effectively, and then it grows. So having that cast early is going to be really important to see if that gets cast. So interesting list. How do you feel about it?
I think there's some stuff in there that I think's more interesting. So the big 30 block of gore, I guess, is just to kind of control the board, but maybe an expensive point sink for that, especially when you can get some ungore for cheaper. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it might be a requirement of the battalion. So that would make good sense.
It would make good sense, yeah, absolutely. So, and then looking at the Fyreslayer army, you've got a Hermdar Fyreslayer army, that's right. Then they've got Auric Runefather, who's the general. Then you have an Auric Rune Master in the list, another Auric Rune Smiter, an Auric Rune Smiter on Magmadroth, and then you've got a Battlesmith as well. 15 Hearthguard Berserkers, 15 Auric Hearthguard, and it's Lords of the Lodge. So it's going to be able to strike twice.
Yeah.
So it's totally about the fighting there. But having the 15 Auric Hearthguard, off the table is gonna be really interesting. There's nothing really for them to shoot. Have they already landed? Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's this is them that have deep striked here.
So the 15 Hearthguard Berserker have come from reserve. They've landed here and they've held this. They've held that midfield. They've all landed in scenery, right?
Yeah.
So they've all landed in terrain.
And they're now shooting.
Oh, who into?
So they're shooting into. I'm just going to check. Okay, so they're shooting into the Ogre Shaggoth.
Yes. So that which is exactly what we talked about. The Ogre Shaggoth, which is Dragon
Yep.
Ogre Shaggoth, is there. He's got the monster keyword, which means they're going to get bonuses to wound him, and so he is more than likely dead.
Yeah.
But he might not be. I wouldn't say he's particularly pivotal in the army.
I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan of the Shaggoths either. I think to be honest, if they're going to shoot anything, I'd be like, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's
More
fine.
goats. That's what you need. More goats.
More goats
Beastmen,
all day.
More goats.
Yeah, goat power. So would you? What's up, sports fans? Hi, how you doing? 69 viewers, nice.
always a good number. Very
Yeah.
important.
There are no cockatrices in this list. Everyone's so let us know in the chat who you're rooting for. You rooting for Beasts of Chaos or you rooting for Fyreslayers? Who are you rooting for, James?
Always beasts.
Always Beasts.
It's got to be. Got to play that army. And Fyreslayers just don't do it for me.
Okay. Well, the Beasts of Chaos army is quite nice looking. There you go. You can see a picture of it there on the screen. Right, doing what they normally do, dancing around the. Dancing around.
Yeah, dancing around a herdstone,
The
having a nice
herdstone.
time. And you can see just behind that herdstone is the shovel goat who shovels goats onto the fire.
That's all he ever does.
That's it. Can't move. Just got a shovel.
Just shovel goats in the fire. Get myself some
Important
points.
business.
Yeah.
So we could see some summoning. I mean, it's probably not going to happen, but there might be a cockatrice around. We could see one come out.
Do you reckon we will?
Probably not. but it's a lovely model.
Okay, so I think what you're going to find is early board.
So we're just moving into the first turn of our Beast of Chaos player, Freddy.
Okay. Right, sweet. All right, so that would mean we'll get the score update there in a moment because the score update from the tabletop. So he's made a pretty conservative first turn. He's decided he's gonna hold this objective here.
Yep.
He's going to hold this objective here, and then he's going to threaten this objective here, which I think is a smart plan, realistically.
Yeah.
It's pretty standard for how you play this.
And Fyreslayers, because holding these two and pushing this one is what they want to do, and then this Beast of Chaos player's got to decide who he's hitting, right? Because if he's going to drop those 30 best to go, they're only realistically going to get their attacks into one of them. So I think that, yeah, you've got to force him to be aggressive because he's going to be aggressive anyway. So
Yeah.
maybe force him to be aggressive where you want to be hit.
Yes, absolutely. Scrivo is our table boss who's joined us for this weekend, so thank you, Scrivo. Yes, those circles you can see on the table are literally so you can work out where they are. It's the French player, Francois, actually,
There we go.
has brought them along with him. He said he'd like to use them, so like not wanting to affect people's games. No drams from us.
No.
What do you guys think in the Twitch chat of them? I know you're not a fan. Someone says not a fan of the objective markers to start from the table. I agree with that. But it is useful. It's an interesting ongoing conversation that we all keep having.
I think for me that it's an interesting concept because it almost takes away the drama of people measuring 19 times to see if they can have one.
I mean,
a turn.
that's you're right. It does upset me when people you don't have to constantly keep remeasuring where all of the bodies are in the board.
Yeah, but maybe these are a bit busy. So we're attempting a cast of. Cool. So a vicious Stranglethorns has just gone off on this piece of terrain here, which has done some mortal wounds to the Hearthguards.
Yeah, the Hearthguard.
Those are the ones. So I think at least one's dead. One's probably on a wound.
So there are 2 wounds each, these Fyreslayers, and they are horrible little buggers. I'm not going to lie. There you go. You can see them on the overlay there. Well, just on the screen. They just are annoying. So you're not looking at 15 wounds. You're looking at 30 wounds.
Yeah.
And then so they're just tough as all bananas. With a 3-up save now in cover. So they are going to be doing pretty well. They could even be re-rolling ones potentially at the moment. So they're not easy to shift, and I feel that they're a giant pile of bait.
Yeah, it would make sense, right? You want someone to go for your shooting unit, so that your charging units, hopefully, if he takes the turn back and not getting double turned, at least then he can do some damage before he gets hit by a load of goats
Yes. Well, I mean, really. So we've had the hero phase for Freddy at the minute, I
Yep.
assume. So
Just
we've
moving into the movement.
moving into the movement phase. We've seen no spells cast.
So Vicious Stranglethorns went off here and did some
Perfect.
damage. And we've seen... so the... Cool. So just in the middle behind the tower here is the Doomblast Diage.
Dirge
I forgot that already. So that's off there. And then there was some sacrificing from the Shovel Goat at the altar, I think, for about 4 summoning points, which isn't going to get him much at this point, but it's a nice slow grow to maybe put in a cockatrice on. Again, I don't think it's going to happen. But maybe if I say
I
it
don't know why
loud
I
enough,
don't think it's going to happen
it'll
either.
just get thrown
I
on.
just for some reason have got this sneaky suspicion that it is not going to be what we see on the tabletop. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Do you disagree, or do you?
Well, it's not a model you see often, I don't think. But you know, it's a pleasant little model to see every now and again, and it's got some mobility and some decent work to it. But and here we go. Look at that. That's what you like when you see a Beast of Chaos. A tape measure extended halfway across the table.
Yeah. How far can we go on the table? Is
Very.
the question. Very, very far.
Yeah. So he's obviously moving up to contest that objective. And,
Yes, he is in the middle. We're just putting more bodies on, and I think, and because those are just cheap ass gore, right?
Yeah.
He just doesn't care. I think he's going to be looking to trade those Fyreslayers at any point where he can, and bring, maybe even bait them in, because he's going to be able to. He's also going to be able to bring in his Bestigor
Yep.
at some point. And would you bring them around the back here and charge in there? Would that be?
I think even maybe this side. I know you've got the shoot in here, but actually, if you could put pressure on here, you're by his forge, and you are looking away from this guy, and that's gonna churn out some damage, right? So personally, I think for me, the Bestigor are gonna either kind of come on here, or you take the punt and maybe kind of bring them somewhere within this region here, because then you've got a choice. So you get a 9-inch charge roll. Maybe either way, depending on how you measure it. I mean, 30 is a lot of bodies, and actually getting the full 30 is never easy. Having currently running 60, because that's horrible. So I think there's a good amount of options there.
I think so.
kind
I think
of
so. But what
organise
I'm
that.
excited about is that Beast Lord going in and punching that Runefather on Magmadroth. Yeah, just two giant axes just going in, wading in, and being like, I don't know what you think you are,
He's
giant fire dragon.
All his 5 wounds.
What? He's going to be fine. And whether or not the magma blood will actually murder him at the same time.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, they are one-shot wonders, right? They should go in, they should hit things with volcanic axes, and then probably die.
And definitely die.
Yeah.
Yeah, sadly.
Some Dragon Ogres.
So yes, there are some sneaky Dragon Ogres. Not a unit you see often in Age of Sigmar competitive play. They are they've deep struck on the board, and they're not going to be that close, surely, because they have to be 9 away.
I think they walked.
Okay, we'll find out from the table boss.
Okay, and then so we have got some deep striking happening back here.
Oh, these guys walked. These Dragon Ogres.
Yeah,
walked over here.
I think they were up here. These Dragon Ogres.
Well, okay.
Dragon Ogres were on the board, I believe. Just waiting for confirmation that the Dragon Ogres started on the board. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so they moved there. Okay, sweet. So they're going to go there, and they're going for what I can only describe as the absolutely most outrageous charge you're ever going to see.
Yeah.
They're not going to do anything to that unit. They're not going to even scratch them.
But if they live, and I don't know what their combat profile looks like on these.
Not particularly
shooting
good,
guys.
but they're just going to shoot into them and murder them.
Yeah, but so I guess it stops them shooting anything else for a turn, right?
I guess so.
Because Dragon Ogres are rubbish.
They are rubbish. Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason you don't see them often, I think.
But a good luck to them. Who's going
Yeah.
to win? 3 Dragon Ogres. Ogres with the bodies of a dragon. Ancient. Like, so old that the Shaggoths themselves can command the lightning of the sky. the same power as Sigmar himself,
Yeah.
versus Fireboys, who Gotrek doesn't even think are real.
No, and they're basically naked.
They're basically naked, sat on a hill,
Yep.
yeah, with sticks, fire sticks.
The naked dwarves.
Yeah,
They're gonna win.
I don't think they're gonna. I disagree.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I think the Fyreslayers are gonna win.
So the Bestigor are
Arriving-
joining us too.
Deep strike over here, going for the charge. So
Okay.
exactly what I think I called that. That
You
was
called
nice.
that, and I said maybe here, or here would be my options.
Yeah.
And so within there is coming a Beast Lord, who obviously is going to give them the reroll to their charge, and maybe going to attempt to charge himself.
I think maybe. But don't forget, you're looking at 20 wounds here with a 4-up save, so they're pretty resilient. But will 30 Bestigor go through?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Having
all right.
having rolled those dice.
What do you guys at home think? I think maybe not.
So how many wounds have we got to do to wipe this unit?
20 wounds.
20 wounds. So they're gonna. So there's over 10 models.
Yeah.
So they're hitting on 3s. They're wounding on 3s. They're re-rolling every single one because they're fighting order and they don't like order. And every 6 on those hit rolls is 3 wound rolls.
Okay. All right. Okay. We'll see. Dragon Ogres for the win, says Brian Sprillo. Just pointing out, Fyreslayers are bald. Their hair is from the helmets. That's actually a good point.
Oh,
Never
I
mind.
apologise for my narrative fail.
Yeah.
They're just not as cool as old Slayers, are they?
Instead of naked bold dwarves.
Can't even grow hair.
Oh,
I mean, what's
wow.
that
I don't know
about?
how I feel about that
Get a beard, but no hair from their head.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable in any way about that. So there's a lovely shot of the table there. Thanks, Scrivs. And you can see exactly what we've got lined up. It's this unit here is going to get ganked by the Bestigor. So do you think he's going to charge in these Gore? Because I think that would be a mistake.
Yeah, those Gores should just sit there.
They should just sit there, because that means that then Francois just has to take this unit to go and fight the Bestigor, or he has to go that way. That's if he even gets the priority roll.
Yep.
He's already had a turn, scored 4 points on the board.
And it's interesting because I've just noticed as our cameras changed that these Centaur have appeared back here as well.
Yeah, cheeky Centaur.
So I mean, I'm not a huge fan of those either, but actually that movement is almost going to force his hand on where all these Fyreslayers go, because it's only 5 models, but they're fast enough to go to either objective and cap.
Yes, they are. But they're not going to be able to. I think what's important about taking this objective here is that's going to get him the 3 points, because he already owns.
Yeah. So he already owns his other side.
Yeah, so this one he already owns this one over here. So having them together, that's a bonus point.
So this is, this back one's going to be the most important one, isn't it? And then pushing for the middle and just getting 2 points has got to be worth it all day long.
I think so too. Yeah, absolutely.
A strong kind of 5 point, 1 point lead, I guess. If he can pull it off from turn 1, would be great for him.
Yeah, really, really important and really impactful as well. So I think we're going to be moving into the charge phase pretty soon. But we'll see what's happening first.
So 5 Hearthguard have died. They've been shot. Just going to check what shot them. Okay, so I think in the middle, which we've missed because it was hard to see, that there must be some Ungor Raiders in there.
Okay, so this is Ungor Raiders.
Yeah.
And they've shot into that unit there.
Yeah, and killed 5.
Okay. All right, good. So 5, that's quite good actually. So those Dragon Ogres might go and take that.
And
we're going to have to eat our words. This is going to be really upsetting. I don't want to do that in any way, shape or form.
Okay, so there are no charges being made.
No, not even elected to charge.
Just the Dragon Ogres are charging. Oh, okay.
Wait, hold on.
I think, was that the only elected charge, was the Dragon Ogres?
Maybe. Okay, that's all right. It's okay. Yeah, we get it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so sorry, so that took us a minute to understand. So the only charge that's being made and being elected is this jazz here, which is the Dragon Ogres. I mean, it's the fight we've been talking about for a few minutes.
Yeah, at least 15 minutes. It's been a big deal to us for all of 15 minutes. But that's very interesting. I think really maybe he's looking to bait out this unit here. or
I mean, that's a big decision though. So Bestigor are better on the charge.
Yeah, can get +1 attack, right?
An extra attack on every single one of them. So if you get what, even 5 into combat, you're talking 5 more attacks.
Okay. Yes, I'm not 100% certain, but look, the Fyreslayers, as you can see, the Dragon Ogres have attacked.
I think they managed to kill 2.
They're all alive. Well, they're not all alive. They're not. They're fine. So they're going to go in, and I wonder if we'll see a lost Dragon Ogre for that trade. But having lost 2, there was a unit of 15 originally. We lost 5. We lost another 2. We lost 7. So there's only 8 or so left in that unit. So
I think it's interesting to see as well. So the Ungor Raiders, with their tiny little beastmen bows, did more than 3 ancient Dragon Ogres.
Yeah, which is odd, right?
Yeah, it's embarrassing, right? I feel like if I was a Dragon Ogre, I'd just be ashamed.
I am ashamed. I think that they've really let the side down there. There they are, fighting away, just trying their hardest.
Cheeky little tunnel hero hiding right there.
Yeah, look at him. Look at him. Got a little naked dwarves.
Yeah, look at him.
Yeah.
Oh, we're about to go to priority.
Oh, okay. Exciting times. So there we go. Don't forget.
Oh,
red.
So red is our beasts, and Fyreslayers are blue.
So Fyreslayers are blue. Very interesting. So Fyreslayer's going to get the choice. He's definitely going to take it.
Yeah, he's got to.
He's taking it, and then we'll get an update on the score and the CP.
He definitely needed to take it, right?
Yeah, but I don't know why he didn't charge the Bestigor.
I have
Still
absolutely no idea.
Everyone at home know? Boy feels super excited about the Thunder score, and he's like, let's go. Some chaos-tainted human children killed more with pointy bows than 1,000-year-old dragon ogres.
Yeah, that's the future, right? So what we're saying is Beasts of Chaos, bring more goats. Always goats.
All the time. So
nothing else. You don't even need that cockatrice. Summon some more bow goats. Best unit so far.
Yeah, they've done really well.
Because the Bestigor apparently don't charge in this army,
which is odd. Let's just say that it's odd, shall we?
Yeah, and so for me, we're gonna talk about this while this happens. I don't understand. So Bestigor deep striking is also a really confusing thing to me, because if they were by one of those wizards, and there's a few in there, they get +3 to their move anyway. So they could have moved further across the board
into the army.
Yeah, and you could have deep strike the 30, the 30 gore back at the back
How
end.
cool is doing coverage, right? Because you're like, what's your plan? And do you have a plan?
I think this one's even worse, because this is basically an army.
Does anyone know what his plan is? I don't.
Can someone tell me, please?
So let's look what Francois is going to do. I assume Francois is going to move this unit here, fight, and just blitz this unit of raiders.
That unit of Ungor raiders is dead.
Yeah, but potentially, because you can pile an attack twice, he might be able to get into this block over here as well and do some more damage, which is going to be quite a lot of the army. But maybe he's going for a switched flank. He's bringing the Bestigor down here. He knows that those are just chaff. Looking to bring that unit up and just fight through there.
Yeah.
That could be the potential. I'm not sold on that as a concept, but it's definitely not the worst idea someone's had today. But
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, realistically, he can contest that middle point happily now, and he could send that Magma Drop back for the Bestigor. But even just locking them into combat makes them so much worse.
Loads worse. Disappointing.
I mean, you go from 60 attacks to each to 90 attacks on the charge. So,
yeah, absolutely. And there you go. You can see that they don't have a movement 4 is their normal profile, so they don't have far to go and kick ass over here. So big shout.
Yeah. That's got to happen, right?
Is he trying to pull units out of position, says Nick? That's a great question. I don't think so. So if you split the Fyreslayer army up a bit, it's better when it's near its heroes.
Yep.
It's also good when it's near its forge. But
there's a lot of heroes on the board, though.
There are a lot of heroes on the board, and I don't think... and then Hawkeye says it's clever to pull the stunties away from each other. So, okay. So everyone's liking the game plan.
Oh.
Okay, interesting.
Apparently we're wrong. Okay.
Well, we'll see. I don't think it's... I still think it would have been good to consolidate this position here, personally.
100%. And you know that. So we're looking at a 4-4, and we'd have been looking at a much stronger squad.
Yeah, there would have been at least an extra point in it. It would have been 5-4, and going into the priority, he wouldn't. So he's about to lose those raiders.
Yeah, and I think that centre unit's just had run and charge put on it.
Oh, OMG Imkin, thank you for the 200 bits donation.
So this unit here is getting heavily buffed. So they've got reroll wounds and run and charge.
Oh, okay.
But interesting, because obviously it also means that looks like they're going to now play aggressively and leave a point when there's a bunch of centaurs.
Yeah, right there.
Both there and there.
I think all he's going to do early doors is just save this unit of what's left of this unit of magma pikes there.
Yeah.
Fight. The centaurs definitely can go and take that, but then they're going to lose that fight, I think, back with this unit, and they're just going to return.
But
so
yeah, I mean, but it'd give him a really nice stint of 2 points, I think, so that he'd get both this one if he took it and this one, which would give a 3 points.
But I think Francois knows that this unit is just going to rifle through this army. But maybe what he's going to do is draw the Fyreslayers into the middle, into the Ungor, then take these Gore here.
Yeah.
Take that, then you'd be like, right, cool, you have to stay in the middle, right? And oh my God, is he doing true Beastmen? Is he surrounding? Is he like?
Maybe.
Is he coming from all flanks?
Maybe.
Is he gonna? Does that even work? Is that even sensible?
Maybe the plan is to turn the Fyreslayers in the middle into a new herdstone and just surround it and dance around it.
Yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's like, oh, wait, so we need to get fire in the middle,
Yeah.
keep providing them with beastmen to burn.
And someone's told us they've got orange hats. That's like a fire.
But then what would he... So he literally didn't charge to draw them over there. That can't be what the plan is.
It's messy. So our little shooty friends are retreating. So he's switching those around, right? So the... I'm going to forget the name of those again. Yep. The shooty Fyreslayers have retreated, and the
Auric Hearthguard.
Auric Hearthguard have retreated this way, and then the...
oh no! Wait, sorry.
The standard Fyreslayers have moved up, I guess.
Yeah.
standard Fyreslayers. Well, you've got a choice of what? 4 models? Let's call them standard Fyreslayers.
No.
Someone will correct me in chat. I'm waiting for some rage at my bad Fyreslayer knowledge.
Yeah. I mean, all the Fyreslayers players are actually playing here at this tournament because there are about 8 Fyreslayers armies at the LGT.
And that's all that's left.
Yeah, they all look the same.
There's probably more than Caradron Overlords players, though, right?
Yeah, it's just weird. I don't know either. Also, if you were interested in Laurie Huggett Wild's game that you saw last, where he played against Ben, you'll be sad to know that Laurie went off, having played 9 Storm Fiends in this game. He went off to play 9 more Storm Fiends in round 2, which lost their game.
Yeah, but it also had a bridge as well. So he's basically playing the
same game again.
I mean, he's got a different battle plan, but
yeah, and this favors the. Still favours the
I think
Storm Fiends.
Those 4 painted trees are probably going to get hurt.
Good head. Anyway, so it looks like this unit has decided to move away.
Yeah, so that Magma Droth's going for a party, I think.
I think the Magma Droth's just going to provide a screen.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think he's going to charge at all.
I have to say, though, having played it before, that one of the interesting things for me would be that this unit, if he does just screen, is so big that a charge could get both units. It won't matter. When you're moving 6, you can run on that. You can still charge. A decent run roll, a decent charge roll, and he'll be able to wrap both the Magma Droth and the unit, I would think.
I think so as well. I really do. But I think so. He might just go for a very small, limited charge.
Yeah.
And just hold them back.
Which is, I think, the best idea.
Okay. All right. So then just pin them in. But that would mean that this relief force of Gore that we're suspecting are going for the run. We're going to call this the run around the Fyreslayers battle plan now.
Yeah.
And then there's 2 units of Centaur which may go in here, but I don't know if they'll actually do enough output, those Centaur, but we'll see. But then what's going to happen? I mean, that unit could get cleared. It's very, very tough. But I suppose eventually there's another summon as well. So if he can make it so that he doesn't engage with the 15.
Yeah, and the basic house player, I mean, he got 4 summoning points turn 1. There's going to be a point where he can start to bring models back on.
Yes.
So he can play a war of attrition, or he can literally just dance around here in either direction. So we're going to go this one because that's the way I started. Oh no, I've done it wrong. There we go. And it's not going to matter. Oh, so we're doing some charges. Our shooting kind of failed here. Only the Magma Droth got to show because the Runic Hearthguard retreated.
Oh, okay. Sweet. Yeah, of
and
course.
Then we've had a charge that's...
And it went off.
Yeah.
So some dead Dragon Ogres, in my opinion.
So they're re-rolling wounds, I think, wound rolls. So it's
and hit rolls are 1?
No, and they had run in charge. So I guess that's why their little stunty legs carried them so far.
Yeah, well done, boys. Well done. They built up some momentum with their power.
Someone needs to tell that to Gotrek. Because that 4-inch move's not getting him far.
In any way, shape, or form.
So are we going to see this Magma Droth charge? That's what I want to know.
I don't know, if I'm honest with you. I'm hoping so.
Okay, so I think we've command pointed that middle charge, because he only rolled a 3-inch charge.
So, but he has now rolled a pretty healthy charge.
Yes.
And
so he's got a 6. So he's not going to get many in. I mean, Ungor Raiders are paper.
Yes, they're all just going to die.
So if they don't die fast, it will be worrying. But yeah, I mean, it's not looking pretty for them. And I guess he can start combat there because he's going to start combat the other side because Ungor Raiders aren't going to hurt him.
No, I think, he's going to start against the Dragon Ogres. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, start against the Dragon Ogres.
And here it is. The Magma Droth is attempting a charge.
Oh, is he? Oh, yeah, to pin them back. So I think it's quite important to see what he gets here.
So he failed on a 4.
Right.
So that's some poor charge rolls, I think.
Yeah, overall. But, I mean, that's narrative.
Yeah.
Short legs, short charges.
If you can walk 4, you shouldn't be charging 12.
Agreed.
Okay. So that's interesting and not something I'd have thought about, but these are going to attempt to charge down here, I think.
The Centaur. Centaur. So right at this bottom, there's some Centaur.
I mean, so that technically takes all those bodies off that point.
Yes. Well, no, the Magma Droth's on it now.
Yeah, but he only needs 2 Bestigor on it to take the point, right?
Yeah, he does. But will he go for it? Will these guys ring around the posy and get that? Get the priority roll, and then if they do that, FYI, that's worth 6 points in the bank, just that move. Because they've already got this one up here, and then if they get that, that would be worth 6 points on a priority roll, which they get.
Okay, so this charge failed too. So...
Okay, very interesting. I mean, I actually think that's a bonus.
Yeah.
Because now this unit here has to actually go and fight.
Yeah, and there's all these Bestigor to come up and fight as well, right?
Yeah, they'll take that, which is interesting. Because then they take out a portion of the army, but I don't know what they do on the right-hand flank, or I don't know what their plan is on the right-hand flank I mean, best laid plans, obviously, at the start of every battle, go to waste. So now over here...
I like that measuring. I'm just funny that there was some measuring from that herd stone then, to try and work out if he was going to battle shock or not.
Oh, really? Those poor Dragon Ogres are so dead.
I mean, that's not even I don't think that even needed rolling probably. Just take them off.
I agree. Yeah, if you guys are looking, if you guys are watching, obviously you can click the BIP little button on the top right hand side, and then you can actually just look at the list yourself at any point. That's pretty.
I think that list feature just got an 11 out of 10.
Oh, congratulations. I mean, we didn't invent the list feature. We're just using it for...
But it got an 11 out of 10.
Well,
so
good. I'm glad.
We're glad that the Honest Wargamer brought that to you.
We're happy. We're happy to have innovated time and again, which is nice. We can also do some fancy stuff with the overlay, not that anyone knows. If anyone would like to... Currently, as you can see, it's Francois' turn because it's blue. Yeah? And it's all lit up. But if we wanted it to be Freddy's, a bit red or blue or red or...
So I think that might be... 3 dead Dragon Ogres.
There's no might, but that's fine. And to be honest, Freddy looks like a good sport. It looks like he doesn't care in any way. He's just like, that's fine. I understand that. I completely get it.
His army's now more goat, which is...
More goat.
It's the way forward.
Yeah, it is. It's more goat, less Dragon Ogre-y.
So the Ungor Raiders are now going to fight.
Listen, you just got to roll it sometimes. Because if they can kill one
Fyreslayer
out of that 14,
I will be very happy.
Okay, all right. So we're rooting for 1 dead Fyreslayer.
I mean,
out of that.
any more is a bonus, but one is enough to please me.
Is that all it needs?
It just needs one. Nothing else.
So there you go. There's that unit there, piling in and kicking it. But then I don't think they're going to do the damage.
Oh, there's some high quality deadly marking there.
So Games Workshop don't provide any markers for deadly terrain.
So we it's not Honest Wargamer. So the London GT I think has provided us with.
Actually, the London GT's mom printed them all out on her printer.
And used beautiful yellow highlighting.
Is it
What more could
deadly?
you want?
It's deadly. Hey, look.
Just in case you missed it.
Yeah. Thanks, Nick. I agree. I just saw this thing good. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. It's a nice little tech feature.
The list or I think it's cool to be able to kind of say. Did a Fyreslayer just die?
Did one Fyreslayer? Oh,
one wound.
Oh, one wound went through on the Fyreslayers. Heartbroken. That's not enough. I want there to be dozens of it. Come on,
Yes.
more wounds.
So
he was happy. He was happy with one.
we wanted one dead one.
Yeah,
one
dead one would have been one. Francois doesn't seem to. Francois like, no, none will die this day.
So I think if I got that right, the Fyreslayers were within the range to lose one off their save from the Herdstone.
No, because it's only maybe.
It'll be 12 now.
Wholly within 12. Nah, that's not 12.
No,
That's not 12.
No, it's wholly within for Battle Shock, within for minuses to save.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So, do you think he might also be baiting them in? Because if he casts the Dirge Horn, which isn't currently up.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Where
Maybe that was what made it. So the Dirge Horn was here. So it was it the horn that affected their save? Yeah, cool. So the horn's hiding there.
So in the next turn, this is going to be an 18-inch bubble.
Yep.
This is going to be a 9-inch bubble. So effectively, there's going to be -2
Yep.
on those Fyreslayer saves.
Yeah.
Making them a little bit easier to deal with.
Yeah, I think so. One of my favourite things about I think the Beast of Chaos Army is that Herdstone's super tactical.
Okay. Yeah.
You're playing a super tactical game, baiting people into it.
Is Freddie a bit of a legend that we don't know anything about?
Maybe.
Is he like this top tier player who's like drawing in a charge?
Maybe.
So he can -2 a save.
Do we think he can rinse 9 Storm Fiends?
Find out more later. But let's find out some hot goss now, because our man in the field, Mr. Donald Taylor, who legend says, rules writers fear.
I would think so.
Several rules writers have said that they've dreamed of him at night, a moon that's okay, a moon that has died. Let's do some quick gossip from the table. There was combat just happened. What happened?
Oh, so 17 poor Ungol Raiders have just been annihilated.
And I imagine they'll pile an attack twice. We'll find out again soon. Here we go. Donal with all the hot goss from the LGT.
Hot goss from the LGT. Something really exciting, guys. I had paella for lunch, so I think I'm going to have food poisoning, and this is the last roving reporter I'm going to do before I spend the rest of my time on the one cubicle that's supposed to cater for 600 players. Be fine, right? Okay, so other stuff to talk about. Ben versus Seb, so that's Skaven with Benjamin Sava. Sorry, Benjamin, not Ben. He's very sensitive about the name, so if you ever want to wind him up, call him Ben. Benjamin Sava versus Seb. Ben giveaway turn 1. Seb's moving up, but I think Ben looks very, very comfortable on how he's going to perform. We've got Ming with the Troggoth versus Fyreslayers in focal points. I think that's only going to go one way, but Ming did pull it out of the bag against Maxime with his Nurgle, so it's entirely possible we see Ming do something magical. What we did see that was really interesting was Nico with the Fyreslayers versus Matthew, not going to try pronounce his second name, G, I'm going to call him. He's got the really pretty Seraphon, so I've taken a couple of photos on Instagram and Twitter for it. Teleporting Matthew teleports Croak with the great then uses a Croak spell and then teleports him back, so he's got a command turret that allows him to teleport. Killed 2 of Nico's Fyreslayer heroes. The other one with the nullification banner was under the ground, so he's not able to like pass on the spells. Absolutely amazing, really fun to watch. Nico's absolutely kicking himself because that should have been a good matchup for him, and I think it may have cost him the game, but certainly it's put Matthew in a really good position. We don't see Seraphon often at the top tables. If we can see anything kill those Hearthguard Berserkers, Nico's got 20 of them, then I think we could really see a Seraphon win there. Jack, then he's playing either Night Haunt or Legions of Nagash, or Legions of Grief, or who really cares because it's death and it's all basically the same. Jack lost the priority, so he's actually down in scenario points at the minute. He will, however, easily smash it apart. I watched his opponent charge into 9 Storm Fiends with 12 Banshees. For some reason, the opponent charged full front instead of just tagging one. Never seen a play like it, except from really bad players. So I think Jack's going to comfortably win that. Unless Jack whiffs, but he uses England dice, and we know how well they go. Only kidding, guys. It's fine. It's fine. Tom, I still need to reach out. Tom Maudsley, need to figure out where you bought those dice. Really want them. Just kidding. Just kidding. I love Team England, except when Northern Ireland's in the mix, and then I'm unbiased. I think Rob is still not ready, so I now need to ramble. I'll talk more about my paella. Really overcooked. Definitely going to have food poisoning. It's pretty tragic. So if I don't see you for the rest of the day, because I feel like I'm getting pasty and my stomach's now running. Nice talking to you guys. Cheers.
Thanks so much, Donal. Appreciate that loads. What an amazing man.
Yeah, lost for words every time he's finished speaking.
Yeah. So welcome back to the game. We're currently in battle round 2 of Francois versus Freddy. Beast of Chaos versus Fyreslayers. Beast of Chaos gave the first turn to Francois, took the second turn, lost priority into turn 2, at which point we've seen some big things go on. There was a unit of Dragon Ogres that did originally fight over here.
Yeah.
They're now dead.
Yeah.
There were some Ungor Raiders, 40 of them, I believe.
Yeah, 30 or 40?
Yeah, and where are they now?
They're dead.
They're dead. They're
But there
goat
is,
barbecue.
which is my favourite. So now, here, I think, is a Beast Lord who did decide to try and avenge his friends and killed one whole Fyreslayer.
He is a lord of beasts. A lord of beasts versus naked little fellas.
And he technically has as many wounds as 2.5 of them. I mean, as an 100-point hero or 90 points, all those wounds. Oh,
wow.
I don't know what he's doing with them.
So here we go. So we're now into Freddy's turn. I imagine we've got the scores updated. Are we correct? We'll find that out for Hot Goss. Francois being an angel on the table, helping our table boss John with the information that he needs to know. So we will get a Hot Goss update. There you go. Oh, no, apparently it's 8-8. That doesn't make sense. It's definitely not that.
It's definitely not.
It's definitely not
8-4. It's currently 8-4.
It's 8-4 currently.
We have a minor glitch,
Don't
but that'll sort itself out. There we go.
And we're now into Freddy's turn. There we go. So I think Freddy's going to do the ring around the poses. We need to find out what other information we need, but it's going to be some sassy stuff.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's see if the some goats can pull it back.
I hope so. I really hope. Roast goat is pretty tasty. No, I didn't know that. So Francois is going to be 4 up going into Freddy's turn. Yes, but Freddy hasn't had a turn this go yet for turn 2, so he's got all the opportunity to pull it back, and that's why I think this here, is
that's a big move.
That's 6 points on the board.
But I'm not sure he even needs to move that pile because this bunch can do the same.
Okay, so what would you do? Because what you want to do, in my opinion, is deny this unit here.
Oh yeah,
right.
So you could literally use this entire thing as a screen, right?
But then you lose it for this turn, right? So if what you did actually was you pulled away, and you left that, then still what could happen is they run and charge, and then they get you. So what you want to do is just make it so they're in a different area, right? And just have them nowhere near, so that the most you can do is run on, because then you won't control the objective. Yeah,
I mean, so this is interesting. So this failed charge down here is going to matter now, because there are 10 of these, and there are less than 10 Runic Hearthguard here. So he's going to claim that objective, I would think, purely by just walking on it.
Exactly, and if he gets the priority roll, so now what you're looking at is potentially, you're looking at 3 points here and here.
Yep.
Yeah, and then if he uses the Bestigor here, that's 3 and 3.
Yep.
So just this turn, that's 6. if he gets the priority roll, that's 12 points. That takes him from 4 to being on 16-8, which without even engaging.
Which is huge.
And that's what I'm trying to get at. I think. I mean, he's going to engage with the best score, obviously. But do you think that a best score are going to go into both units?
Yeah. So the best score are going to go for a run. So I think that the 32mm base on a best score means that it's very unlikely that you get 30 into combat in a unit of 30. If there's more than one thing to charge,
that's where we're at.
You go everything because you're going to activate them. They're going to hit everything. If anything's left alive, it hasn't gone well. And they're gonna get hurt, but that's their job, right?
This is honestly really nice. This has really been watching like something be dissected.
Yeah.
Like and I kinda hope that Freddie gets the actual priority in this, just to see if that can be paid off. I think this is a smart decision also not to charge the Centaur, although I feel a little bit risky with that because obviously you're gonna get this.
To death. I think they'd lose in combat though. They're just not strong.
Oh, but you get them drunk?
They're still not strong.
Okay.
Then they're just drunk and not strong.
So every Saturday night, me drunk, not strong, emotionally weak, physically tired.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's 3 points for holding both downside and not diagonals. Oh, thank you, Stephen OAS.
So we're...
Do you know what? I've got this wrong because this is old. It's actually this for scoring.
Okay.
Because I'm actually playing the other version of focal points.
Right.
Oh, did not. I need to re-remember that. Thank you.
So he's used all 6 of his summoning points to bring back the 3 Dragon Ogres.
Oh my God.
that we laughed at earlier. Oh.
Talk about throwing good money after bad. I imagine he's going to change his mind because it's a terrible decision.
Oh, okay, yeah. So apparently that decision was changed and he's now rooting around in his box.
I'd find anything else. I would literally summon anything else. I would find anything. Like anything apart from a Dragon Ogre.
Do you know what he needs?
What? A
cockatrice.
Has he put a cockatrice on the board?
No.
No. Is it more gore?
I think there's just some ungore.
More gore. Gore more.
No, just some pathetic little ungores complete with spears.
Oh, okay. All right. So I think I wonder what he's trying to do with those. What do you think he's trying to do with those?
He's just going to reinforce this point, I think, here at the back, right? So that's the sensible choice.
I guess so.
Because these have then got to make a decision. If these are worrying, I guess. I know, because they're going to win that fight. But so these are going to have to go up. So I guess it just gives them more bodies to kill and more things to chew through if he just basically gets them on the objective.
I guess so. I'm interested to see. This unit clearly hasn't moved, so there's no intent there to do so, which I find a little bit interesting.
So this cowardly beast lord's retreated.
What?
So, but we have to remember that
this
the
unit is
horns
moving
here.
now. I'm very interested to see where it's going. This is going to be.
They are going backwards.
But this is not ring around.
But I guess it's interesting.
Fyreslayer,
right?
Yeah.
So this is interesting to me. So in a minute, this is going to power up again when the turn changes. This is going to power up again. So sorry, anyone that hasn't been watching. This one's the Hearthstone?
Hearthguard.
Herdstone.
Oh, right, the Herdstone.
That's going to be 18 inches, I think, next round. And this one is the Doomblast Dirgehorn, whichever one it is, which was cast on round 1. So by next round, it'll be 9 inches. And so this bunch of lovely chaps here is most likely to be -2 to its save, which is big.
Yeah, very big and smart to try and make that happen.
When all you've got to hit them with, I think, is Gore, who are not amazingly strong.
No, I guess not. And I suppose if these Bestigor do well and they hit, they could in the next turn potentially go through into the centre. That would be a big play and also pretty serious. I mean, if the Bestigor swing first and they just wipe everything out, then they're in a solid space to do so. You know, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, and they're fast. So, I mean, you've got a guaranteed 6-inch move. You roll a 6, they're moving 12. If you've got a command point spare, I think there's a Beast Lord somewhere down there.
Just living his life.
Yeah, just chilling with
his best whole life.
So you could guarantee a 12-inch. He's
Oh, here we go. One up, Canhammer. Also, one up to everyone who's watching live on the Nurse Wargamer. Thank you for doing so. Appreciate that a bunch. Or for the Bestigor. The Bestigor rolled a 12 to charge.
That's going to be painful.
That's
So
big.
they've got a banner in there as well that I think adds so it adds to their pile-in. Oh, the horn gives them a +1. So the horn in the unit's giving them +1. So they are 13 inches on that charge.
Wow. Okay, so he's going to get everything into swing.
That's every. I would be amazed if that's not all of those models in combat, because there's a 4-inch pile-in while the banner's in there.
Yeah.
So that's gonna hurt. I mean, in about 10 minutes, me and Rob will probably have to sing to you while 90 dice are rolled. But
I think it's going to be fine. I think hi, Slantastic, by the way, and also welcome everyone. Glad you're here. I think the best of Gore are going to do work. I'm still not 100% certain they're going to go through this unit here.
I think you are of little faith.
Oh, yeah. I mean that's also true. I'm more of a spiritualist actually as a person.
Worship the herdstone. Believe in the best of Gore. Right. So I'm interested. So he rolled a 13-inch charge, and I'm still not sure all those are in combat. and yet I use 30. Never works.
Yeah, they're still not all in. You think?
I think if you're running, so he's running a depraved drone for anyone that's just joined us.
Yep.
And I think one of the biggest things about that is actually, it's not about having all 30 in combat. It's about having the over 20 models. So every 6 is 3 wound roll dices.
Maybe. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. He's going to hold this here and here. And that's going to get him the 6 points as stated earlier. Whether or not, well, it depends. Well, either way, he outnumbers here. But if he doesn't kill the Magma Droth and kill this unit of Auric Hearthguard back, then he could be in a tough spot.
Yeah. So I'm just waiting for clarification, but apparently the Hermdall, I think, command ability is that they can spend a CP and strike first.
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to happen first.
Yeah, so it's not spend a CP, they just have always strikes first.
Okay, there we go.
Lords of the Lodge allows them to pile in and attack twice.
Okay, so what we're going to see is those poor best of Gore, the best of the Gore, are going to get hit first. So to me, he's probably not going to chew through 30.
Nope.
But if he drops them below 20, it will make a huge difference to this combat.
Yeah, we're not 100% certain where the objective marker's from, but we might be able to find out and let you guys know. I'm sure Francois won't mind letting us know. We should do a show on available objective markers.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fun show. I'll hold him up like.
Maybe you could do one of those old school things where they come across the show on a conveyor belt.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
And occasionally, instead of a cuddly toy,
a cuddly toy.
You could have speckles just go across.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Oh wait, it is. Thank you, Aaron Wilson AOS. So it's actually a 1 CP. You're right. You were right. It was CP to spend.
Look at that. Proving Rob wrong. Day 1.
Yeah. It's not hard. Don't worry about it. I spent like 8 hours reading the Space Marine Codexes the other day. I was like, what the flip?
That was good. Well done.
Too much to know. Too much to learn. So yeah. So it was a CP in order to strike first.
Yeah.
So he's spent one of his 2 CP that you see there.
And I think there were 2-handed weapons that were on them. I think so. So far, my update is that only 4 Bestigor are dead. Which would be astonishing. 6 in all. 6.
So yeah, 6 Bestigor die from this combat at the bottom, which isn't loads because they didn't get to pile in lots of them.
No, so the biggest question,
their own Magma Droth actually stopped them from piling in.
Yeah, so one of the biggest questions for me would be if that Bestigor unit's still over 20, which I think it should be. So I think that might be the only bunch we've lost. So if those are the only 6 we've lost, then we've got 24, which is all he needs. Cool. So we're still more than 20. So hopefully what we should see is if you're rooting for the Beast of Chaos,
always
lots of 6s here,
please,
which is then just horrible.
Not a fun time.
No. So when you start rolling more wound dice than you rolled attacks, that's when you upset people.
That's fun.
That's why my Slanesh list upsets people more, I think.
Because of all the Bestigor.
Yeah, when you're just like, oh, I've got 90 attacks, or I've got 120 wound dice. If you want to sit down, I'll tell you how many saves you're making. You know, that's not a pleasant experience.
Yeah, Tom, the first game, Ben with his Skaven did indeed take the win. The current London Grand Tournament champion, Mr. Darren Watson, is playing next to us. He's currently on 1 win, still on for the double. He actually has said he's not too stressed about the double, he's just worried about the three-peat. So he's already got this one this year in the bag. He's just worried about next year. But we'll see whether that comes out true.
Well,
he says
he
says 2 tournaments back-to-back's not hard, but 3's the real challenge.
Okay, so 9 attacks from the rest of Gore are going on to the Volkites, and everything else is going on to that Magma Droth.
Okay, so which is smart, right? Just make sure the Magma Droth dies, and then whittle the Volkites down as low as possible, just to clear them off.
Yeah, he's going to hold bodies on there as well, right? Because there's still a lot of them left. So, I mean, this turn, if we're scoring top to bottom and top to bottom, he's getting a lot of points.
Yes. Yeah, he's,
you know.
Yeah, he is.
So we're talking 6 points?
Oh, yeah, so if he gets the priority, so it's going to be 6 points this turn, which is going to take him up to 10.
Yep.
And then if he does get the priority, he's going to get another 6 without having done anything. So he's going to be up to 16. So, and what's cool is he will have also whittled down 2 units from here, but there is still active 1 very scary unit here.
Yep.
Another pretty scary unit here, and then a smaller unit here. So really, it's going to be a little bit tough, and I think really smart of Freddie, by the way. It's going to be a little bit tough for Francois with the limited number of units he has.
Yeah.
They're really good units, but there's not many of them, and it's a high quality of wound per model.
Yeah.
So you can basically just put crap out there and just keep scoring.
Yeah, well, you can just keep throwing.
This might genuinely be Freddie's game.
You can just throw Ungor out like up here and just start walking around the board because they're going to just be running around anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's all they do. It's basically a dance party. It's a goat-based dance party.
Yeah. So the combat here's kind of happened. We've only lost 1 Volkite.
Oh, wow.
So you probably win that bet.
Yeah.
Where I said they'd kill them all.
Yeah.
But I mean only 9 attacks, so I'm gonna put it down to that, and I'm still.
They
right.
killed 1. Come on, James. You know that's shit. Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
swore. Damn.
I mean, it's almost impossible to see how many 6s are in there, but 6s is realistically what he's looking for.
Yeah. But then this is the Magma Droth, who I would agree with you that I think the Magma Droth's going to die. I think the best Agora are going to do their work.
You'd hope so. I mean, that's a lot of dice, and it's nice to see an opponent helping an opponent roll that many dice.
Yeah, it's just like, I'll help you out. Don't worry about it. There's no dramas here.
I know you're going to hit me 78 times. Let's just roll together. It doesn't matter. We can be friends. Look, I mean, they're even sorting dice together.
Yeah, they're fine. They're just having a grand old time.
Or maybe they heard me moaning about the dice roll weight.
You guys did a Brummy language option. First honest wargaming stream I've been able to understand. You guys did a Brummy language option. Yeah, we've always had like sometimes a Swedish guy, sometimes a South African guy, some Americans, some Canadians. We'd like to mix it up a little bit.
And we all know that Birmingham's a strong accent.
It's a
strong,
lovely accent.
He said that
yeah.
with a bitter tongue.
What? No. I bloody love the Brummies. I'm from there originally.
Oh, so there's some save rolls coming?
Yeah, so here we go. Magma Droth saves. Are we going to see the Magma Droth die? What do you all think? Yes and or no?
We're about to find out.
No, but what do you think?
I would be upset if it did... 4 damage.
Oh my god, only 4 damage now. That's not enough. 4 damage.
4 damage?
That's okay. So,
wow.
Not enough damage done there. The Magma Droth is alive.
I'm not really sure what happened there. I mean, he's still going to claim all of those points, right?
He is. He still outnumbers. But the Magma Droth has still got to swing back as well.
Yeah,
the Magma Droth has still got to swing back. So a little bit disappointed there for Freddie. He's going to be a little upset that the Magma Droth did not go down.
Okay. So there's some stuff in the chat. I can't imagine he missed the exploding 6s off, considering he paid about 100 and something points for it in his list. But if he did, he might kick himself later.
Yeah, I mean, he's a pretty. Yeah, that's fine. Well, can I just say something actually, Twitch chat? James, you really egged this unit on, and they're rubbish.
Well,
You were like, these are the best gore, and they have done no gore. Who are they best for? Not gore.
Look, if people aren't rolling well, that's
Anymore.
not my problem. Or the bestigors.
No, they're not. They're not more for bestigore anymore. My amor. Me amor.
No, you've lost me. You've just lost me. Talking Birmingham.
So currently, I think he's fine. So that's. Don't know what to say.
No.
So Francois's got a really solid turn coming up now, because he's going to get to fight into these bestigore again. What we thought was going to be a clear points advantage was going to be solid. Well, we got the priority roll coming up actually.
I think 9 more bestigore have just died, which is huge, right? So we've lost 9 and we lost 6. So we've lost 15. So there's just enough to score that
Can
point.
I just say thank you to everyone in the chat saying the words worstigore, which are they are the worst bestigore. This unit now we are referring to as the worstigore for the rest of the game. Yeah, this unit down here. Yeah, we don't like them. They're the worstigore. And also, Saurus Knight, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you to everyone who subscribes on
I think
Twitch.
my bestigore once tore through 50% of a Skaven army in one roll.
Yeah, but they're rats, aren't they?
Well, that's true.
That's rats. That's easy. Rats is easy. 1,000-year-old dwarves with gold hammered into their skin.
I'm pretty sure they only came out in the last
Have you
4
seen
years.
P. Pratt, thanks for subscribing. You can't judge any unit's output against those ridiculous naked mini tanks, and that's about what I was about to say. Have you seen the Mortal Realms? Like, if you've read the narrative, by the way, you should read the narrative from Black Library. Everyone who works there is brilliant. But
Biased opinion.
if you've read the narrative for the Fyreslayers, you'll know, the Mortal Realms, you'll know that the Mortal Realms is like this devastating place, full of murder, full of carnage, eternal wars, yeah? It's just scary. And then a group of little fellas go, I'll go out there naked. That's how hard they are. That's how tough they are. They're just tough as hell, right?
So I think our score is update. Look at that.
There
It's
you
like
go.
magic.
10-8. So he has scored well. We're on to the priority roll. So don't forget, red is for Beasts of Chaos. Blue is for Francois and the Fyreslayers. Oh! It's gone to the Beasts of Goddamn Chaos.
And that, I guess that's a bonus for him now. I mean, he looks like he's still not sure
Yeah, he's still like...
what he's doing now. All his bestigore are dead. So they've
They're
lost.
not all dead.
Well, no, but
And they're the Worstigore.
well, okay.
The Worstigore are not dead.
But they've lost. So they've lost their best ability because they're at a half unit size. I think if my maths is correct. So that'll be pretty big.
Well, I don't know. You could try and attack, I don't know, the Magmadroth only took 4 wounds.
I mean,
Did the Magmadroth only take 4 wounds?
okay. So Freddy's going to take the turn.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
That's the right decision.
I guess maybe his benefit is here. He retreats those bestigore kind of out of combat range if he can and holds the point.
That's quite hard to do,
Yeah, I
I'd
don't think
say.
that's probably very viable.
No.
I don't even know. I mean, he's going to get...
I mean, he can get another 6 points on the board.
If he throws those gore down.
Yeah, well, so he's definitely got 3 here.
Yep.
So that's good. That's 13, and it is about getting point. I would personally take this unit and put them right on the ragged edge.
Yep.
Personally, just to make this charge hard, I'd make everything that I could here be right on this backboard edge.
Yep.
I tell you what, while it's not particularly lovely, these little circles, they're actually fantastic to see what's happening on the tabletop. Argue with me at your peril, because I think they're super useful. So yeah, because this unit can come round, right?
Yep.
So he potentially, because then that unit's going to maybe go that way and go for a long charge. That unit's going to go there for a long charge, and maybe then they can secure it. But if they don't get there in their turn, then all he has to do is win the priority into the next turn, and he's just capping points. And he's won the game.
So I think we might be about to see Rob's favourite spell with the cast of a 10.
Ooh, baby. So the Wildfire Taurus is landing on the board.
Okay.
This spell is no bullcrap.
I'm guessing that's what's coming. So I think there's only 2 endless spells in his list. So for me, I almost feel like actually moving this unit to here would be my idea, because then you're baiting that middle ground, and he might ignore this.
But you're best off, yeah, because if there's no bait because there's no counter punch, but what there is just making it so you're as statistically unlikely to make the charge as possible.
Yeah.
So just give yourself as much range and length as you can. Here, he's definitely going to take this unit and charge over here, but he's going to be. I mean, if he gets run and charge off, then maybe he'll be okay. But he might not realistically.
Have you seen who's here? Just here?
Oh, the Wildfire Taurus, right there. That's an interesting placement, actually. So you set it up with 12, it moves 12, it makes the unit always try its last. It's going to take a couple of mortal wounds, so it'll take D3 mortal wounds. Oh, no, D6 mortal wounds on that unit.
Okay, and there's a little hero hiding back there somewhere.
Oh, it's taking a little mortal wound as well. So that's nice. But they've got a 4-up save against it, so they'll be fine. I would say, but why is he there? I suppose he just wanted to cast it. It's got a cast.
Maybe, and it's a nice model. Put it on the table.
Yeah.
I mean, you painted it.
I mean,
Get it out there.
Yeah.
It's on stream.
Yeah.
Share it with the world.
Yeah, let the whole world know. I mean, it's useful, but it would have been much better to have gone maybe this way, and then this unit could have at least fought first. That's not a bad choice.
Yeah, I guess not. I'm not sure how much you'd just be going for weight and numbers on that unit, though.
Yeah, I mean, this unit you're not going to kill. Those 15 Hearthguard Berserkers are just like an army. I mean, they're not the 30, but they are so good.
I think maybe 1 died from that, maybe none. So I think. Oh, so there's my play.
Tell me, what's he doing?
The
He's going for the
are
run.
retreating.
Okay, so he's just going to try and outnumber them and but I didn't think he would sit within 3. So it's whether or not they're playing that terrain is impassable. Technically, via the rules, yeah, he can just do that. I mean, he can literally go kind of sideways. But I always like to sometimes play terrain as passable. That's a hill. That's fine. And nothing here at the LGT is, because effectively it's styrofoam stuck to a piece of wood.
Whoa, what you on about? There's some old GW plastic sprayed one colour there. I mean, there might be a wash around here. I mean, Twitch chat, you can give your opinion.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Okay, all right. I would actually say that... so yeah, it's whether or not he outnumbers this 10. I don't think he will, to be honest. So I think he's going to come to regret that decision. Because, yeah, Francois is holding him to it and he's saying, look, get involved because you need to make sure you're playing ball.
So it'd be interesting to see, because I think there's going to be a chance now where this retreat isn't going to allow him to control the objective. And at which point it's absolutely pointless, I think.
Yeah, it's absolutely... It was yeah. I mean, he should have measured it before he made the decision. That's the right call. So there we go. So there's it a little bit higher res, so we can see what's happening. So
jeez,
very close.
So we've got like 9 Fyreslayer models in there, maybe.
Yeah, 9 Fyreslayers.
Less Bestigal by the look of that.
Yeah, way less. So yeah, it's just it's not cricket. So that was just it wasn't a good call. Yeah, 100% pro-painted contrast terrain, right? I like the pro-painted and contrast have been stuck together now. Hey, you've contrasted painted. So he should have. See, a smart play is always just make a decision, measure before you make decisions, right?
Yeah, I think so. And occasionally you see someone's nice enough to kind of let you adjust that, but top table on a stream.
Yeah, I don't think Francois even. I don't think either Freddie's asked or Francois said no.
So I think he'll probably realise that was a mistake. Now he's not holding that point, and it'll be interesting to see whether he thinks it's worth bringing something on the table to try and make a charge in the hope that they survive or take some models off. Because he can do the board edge jazz
So if this is the top table train, how's last night's repurposed takeaway going down on the bottom tables? It's going really well. It's going really well. What's really nice about the LGT is they've got a standard. It's the worst standard they can find, and they replicate it across the whole environment. But big shout out to Mark Wilson, who actually runs the Age of Sigmar part. Honest Wargame actually wouldn't have come around had it not been for Mark being here. So he's got our unflagging support.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
I think my personal favourite piece of terrain, which no one can see, is this wonderful bit of I can't even remember what they were called.
I can sort that for you. Oh no, the Hell Fort.
The Hell Fort. So this wonderful piece of Hell Fort, hopefully you can all now see it, isn't a complete piece of Hell Fort. Someone got bored painting it halfway through, or just decided they weren't going to build it, or just decided the cost-effective way to build it was to just cut it in half.
Yeah.
So I imagine somewhere,
but
maybe
it's hiding
on
that
table,
Doomblast Dirge Horn.
Yeah, but maybe on another table is the other half of that. I think that would be interesting to see. Because
it's on the other table.
It might just be on the table that's to the left of us.
Oh,
God. Brilliant. Love it.
What a shit show. Anyway, if you'd like to see some quality terrain, check out the coverage from NashCon. However, the game is quality, yeah, and I'm super happy to have Francois and Freddie here, which is why we come to these events. We're here for the community.
Yeah.
Right. And it kind of says in the title, honest wargamer.
Oh, so there's some charge phase happening.
Okay, so let's look at the movements and let's see what we've had go on.
So I think we've had some deployment. So the charges being made at the back of the board, I guess, are going to matter. So that's a Beast Lord. Cool. So there's a very, very brave Beast Lord charging. So I think he's got volcanic axes.
Yes. Yeah, it's a Beast Lord with volcanic axes.
Okay. So there's also a summoned unit of 10 Bestigor.
Oh, that's kind of clever. So that's good. So he summoned 10 Bestigor here. They're in, so that's going to help with the numbers. And hopefully 10 Bestigor will do what 19 Bestigor couldn't.
Well, so I think, because they're not even going to be in the Depraved Drone now, so they're nowhere near as good. So I actually think what maybe he's hoping for is this one-shot wonder Beast Lord here, who I imagine is the one with volcanic axes, is going to knock out enough damage to maybe take a few off the table. Because actually, it's not about him surviving, is it? It's about if he can take 2 models out.
Yes, that's a really good point. That's
what matters now.
Yeah, so he but not forgetting that these guys can just strike first. So he has to survive.
That is true.
That is true. But we can see. He's the worst Lord, says Alex Ghostarm. Also, hi, hope your holiday's going well. Yeah, he is the worst Lord. Agreed.
I'm not liking the Beast of Chaos 8.
The worst Igor and the worst Lord have done awful work.
They've been terrible. Okay, so that command point's being paid. That unit's going to strike first.
The worst Lord is going to die.
I imagine. I mean, he's like a 4-up save. Yeah, I imagine he's not going to survive.
But just like happy feet. Use those goat talons. Just keep dancing, keep moving, keep feeling excited.
It'll be really interesting to see whether this charge alone, though, carries the weight of numbers to score those 6 points. Because that 16 points that he'd get from that and the 8-point lead is then a long slog to make back up, I think.
Agreed. Yeah, it's a toughie.
And he's also got this to kind of contend with that we forgot about because they're doing nothing.
Well, they are doing something.
Well.
They're being there. But he's probably going to shoot one, charge one. But again, is that going to be enough for him to secure it? Is he going to have to bring that unit round? I don't think so. But, Freddie's been smart. He's put a lot of different threats out on the different objectives, and he has done. When we talked at the top of the show, I did say it was all about fighting over the centre, which is Francois went straight in for that as a tactic, but Freddie is like, cool, I'm not playing that way on this scenario. I'm going to play around, dance around the edges, which are worth more, and that's just because he's had a lot more board control, a lot more presence, and a lot more bodies. So that it just meant he just hasn't been able to do what he needed to do.
I think we've just found out the Beast Lord's still alive.
No way.
He took a whole 2 wounds.
What a gangster. So wait, he might be the best lord.
Yeah.
Is he the best lord?
I reckon I'm on it.
Yeah, he's the best of the worst.
The best of the worst.
The best of the worst.
I mean, maybe he's the best, but he's leading the worst gore. So the summoned best of gore are obviously going to fight first, because why wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
And they're going to see, I guess, if they can maybe... they're not going to kill that Magmadroth, so I guess maybe knock it down a tier is your hope.
Yeah, why wouldn't... I mean, I'm surprised that they didn't kill him before. So they're going to have 3 attacks each at the minute, right?
No, so
2.
so in the Depraved Drone, which was taken... Oh, so they've got 3 attacks each, yes, sorry.
Yeah.
So he's less than 10 models. So they're wounding on... hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s because he's order, wounding on 3s, -1 rend, 1 damage each.
Okay, so 30 attacks.
Yep.
So it's going to be 15, 7, save. So it'll do like 4 or 5 wounds.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's not enough to kill him, unfortunately. Just join. Can someone link the list? Yeah, if you just press the BIP button on the right-hand side, thank you for joining us. That will just show you the list. You don't even have to click off the screen, which is nice.
Yeah, don't even have to go on Google anymore.
No, although it was nice. I had to build a whole website to do that. So,
Well,
it's
not important. They don't care. Just tell them the good bits. Rob's destroying the magic of how the Honest Wargamer works.
I'm sure soon we'll be finding out some more hot goss from the tournament. Donald's been running around finding out the gossip. So while we're waiting for this combat to resolve, Donald is going to let us know what's been happening in the rest of the London Grand Tournament 2019.
Okay, so I know I've given LGT organization a little bit of a hard time because it's usually shit, and so far it's not been great. I would say, however, they do have 2 bars, and there's not many people at the bars in the queue. So although there's not a lot of staff there, it is easy to get a beer, and I think that's because 40k players are nerds and they don't drink. But there's no judgment. If they don't want to drink, that's fine. I don't think Rob drinks, and we still like him, kind of. We are going to interview some people later. We have a Russian ETC player who's going to come up for an interview. So hopefully we can understand what he says. And if not, we're just going to nod and pretend. He's playing Fyreslayers, so they play themselves. A couple updates from the table. I have shared the interesting stuff on Twitter already. Jack is up against the Night Haunt. As I called it, it looks pretty comfortable. I think he's going to win it again, turn 3 or 4. His Storm Fiends are just mopping up. His Plague Monks are hitting things on the left-hand side. It's all going to be over pretty quickly. Ben Sava has won, unfortunately. Benjamin Sava, not Ben, unless you want to annoy him. Benjamin. So next week it's Benjamin Sava. He's won already. Sam Lovo beat Mark Curtis. That's Steve Curtis's little brother. So he's won with the Stormcast. Mark left a little bit of a gap. He says a little bit, like 40 mils is pretty big. Enough to fit in a Stormcast. I mean, I've never done that with my kits, but I guess if you're a terrible player, it's a common thing. Slovo managed to pop through the gap, blow everything up, bish bash bosh, it's all over, and Mark has called it. So we have seen at least 3 to 4 games finish pretty quickly. Ming, as I mentioned, called it with the Trogs. It's pretty sad. Mitzi, who I've shared his army on Twitter and Instagram. Beautiful, beautiful army. He's playing against some Doombles. He was getting some beers last I saw him, so I think he's doing okay. And that's really it from the core tables. We will keep you posted. Keep on asking on Twitter. I need to go around check how the Seraphim's doing. I need to check some more Sylvaneth players because I know some people are interested. If you have anything else you're interested in, keep letting me know. And next time I will be back hopefully with a Russian ETC player. And if not, then I'm going to just speak in a Russian accent, and that will be embarrassing because it will still be a bad Irish accent.
Thank you very much, Donald. Appreciate that. Look forward to hearing from a Russian ETC player. That's exciting.
Yeah.
That world. Right. Okay. So back to the action. What has happened in the ongoing combats that we just saw?
So some bits and pieces have happened. Not that much. Some Bestigor have hit a magma droth. I think they did 2 wounds and then took 1 back themselves.
Oh, okay.
And then got whipped by a tail. So I think maybe 5 have gone. I think from that in all, maybe a few less. So three Bestigor have died.
This is from the unit just here at the bottom.
That just got summoned this turn. And the Beast Lord, I think, managed to get 3 attacks through, but all of them were saved.
Okay. Oh, that's a shame. So this Beast Lord here, who charged in what we thought was heroically, foolishly.
Yeah.
Turned out it was foolishly heroic.
Yeah.
And he's taken the fight, which means he's still alive and in there. He won't be for overly long, but it does mean that that's another 6 points scored.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
So we're about to see the score update, and I think this will be interesting. So we're going into the Fyreslayers, which are played by Francois. His 3rd turn.
His 3rd turn. So he's 8 points behind, and on the board there is 8 points to get. You can get you can max out at 8 points a turn, but do we think he's going to do that?
I think he'll struggle in 1 turn. He's going to have to play the long game now, I think.
I think so as well. But what I think is really interesting is, and unfortunately for Freddie, I think Freddie played it. He could have got this. You would expect Freddie to be sat with 30 or maybe 20 of his Bestigor left in that bottom hand corner, having cleared that objective. But that Magma Droth and just 10 Fyreslayers held up everything. I think he's only half killed the Magma Droth, and he's only half killed. He's only killed 1 or 2 Fyreslayers. So, 30 Bestigors, a massive investment. Another 10 Bestigor got summoned and sent in, as did a Beast Lord. So they just were not able to clear what, as Pete said in the chat earlier, those tiny naked mini tanks.
That's the one.
Yeah.
So it's the Fyreslayer hero phase now. So we've got some buffs going off. The one that I think is most upsetting for us watching is these guys have got these Fyreslayers have now got re-rolls on their wounds. So I think that Beast Lord's probably not going to get to fight.
No, he is probably not.
And that's a sad. I mean, he did nothing, but I would have quite liked to see him take a few people with him.
I would like to see him kill at least 1 dwarf, which is sad. Yeah, very interesting. What do we think this big block's going to do? It's got to go that way, right?
Well, so we've got 2, haven't we? And this block's got to do something too.
Oh, so that there's only there's the 10 that we're here that have fought off 30 Bestigor.
Yep.
There's 10 there as well.
Yep.
So it's almost like I've got 10 Fyreslayers. They mean I've got 10 hard as nails dudes.
Yeah.
That are going to go fight you.
So in movement phase, our little shooty fellows are going to walk forward. So you're right. I think, as originally, they're going to shoot half of those Centaurs, and they're gonna charge the other ones, right?
Yes, I think so. I think it's going to be a tough time, realistically. There we go. We can just have a little.
But I do. I think the biggest announcement here is for me that 8 points is that's a lot to make up when he's. I mean, there's not many units on the table. He's got most of his units left, but there's not many models in them.
All of his units are very, very good. All of his units are really solid. Whether or not they'll make this charge, because they have to make the charge in order to get over there, which means if they don't, priority roll goes to Freddie. He's still got that objective.
Yep.
Similarly, these guys have to actually clear off the Centaurs, but they're going to do that pretty easy, I think.
I think it's interesting, actually. So at the beginning, we talked about this not being a 30-man blob, didn't we?
Yeah.
And how that was the usual thing. And actually, it's
thanks, Jabra OS, for the bits donation.
For this battle plan, it's almost worked better that he's not brought the 30.
Yeah.
Because it's allowed him to have more bodies elsewhere. And actually, it might have lost him this 10 that have basically held the entire back left flank of the board.
Yeah, they have done well.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. Go on.
I'd just be interested to see now. So as these move forward and these move forward, they are getting affected by this Herdstone and this Doomblast Direhorn.
Which is there.
It's there somewhere. And so they're going to affect... the Direhorn is going to affect these. So these are probably going to be at -2. These are going to be at their
Definitely.
-1. So
Oh, thank you very much for the other bits donation as well. Someone telling us to buy ourselves some Subway sandwiches. We actually already have made ourselves some jam and peanut butter sandwiches.
There you go.
An Honest Wargamer Classic. Keep you alive and active through a difficult weekend of streaming.
There you go.
Yeah, but actually it's really fun. I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
The LGT hall actually is not terrible. It's a giant sports hall. It's pretty well lit. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Got a good window. So we've got the shooting phase is going to happen, and the Arunic Hearthguard are going to shoot that unit there. So I guess they're going to try and shoot those and charge the others.
Shoot and charge, yeah. Definitely going to be a plan.
But interesting, because I would say that distance of charge is probably smaller.
Well, that's what's nice about AOS. You just roll the 2 dice,
Yeah.
pick the distance. I mean, maybe he'll just go for clearing all the 1 because he knows he's got. So he's lifted 2. So to quote my 40k friends. So that's not too bad. But maybe he'll just go and clear 1 whole unit.
Yeah.
That'll be a smart play instead of whittling them down. Maybe. I probably would actually charge in. Oh no, actually I'd charge the 3. The 3's a better decision.
Yeah.
I initially would have charged the 5, but I think the 3 is a better decision. Hook and pin. Thank you so much for the 245 bits to get
and
some poppadoms.
Poppadoms.
Poppadom.
Always 8.
I don't think we can get poppadoms for everyone at the LGT. Even
but
my
we could
local
try.
curry house can't handle that many poppadoms in one go. Right. So shooting into there. Magmadroth will also be doing its shooting as well.
Yeah, so it's about to spit on someone.
I am genuinely gutted by how weak those Bestigor were.
Me too. I bigged them up.
You did pick them up in a big way. Yeah, I really thought they were going to do the work, but they did not.
They normally just chew through things. Especially, I think if they were standard average Bestigor, I'd have had less faith in them. But the fact that he'd paid for that depraved drone, to then give them all those extra hits. So unless his rolling was horrific and there was no 6s in there, I'm amazed that they didn't take more. I know Fyreslayers are horrible, tanky little minions of doom, but you'd have expected more to go, I think.
Yeah, I think so too, and I think everyone's a little bit gutted that didn't happen the way that they wanted it to happen. And I think Freddie played pretty well as well.
Yeah,
because I definitely thought that block of 40 Ungor was like. It was just like, I'm bait, come and eat me, because there originally was, if you just joined us, a big block of 40 Ungor here. So then this unit of Fyreslayers did just go forward where he wanted. And these charges are still going to be pretty pivotal.
Yeah.
So are we into the charge phase now?
Yeah, so we've just gone into charges.
So into charge, I don't think that's in. So he's measuring, it's a very, very close charge, whether or not he's in. So he's going to just be double checking. And he's using a stick instead of a tape measure. Can I just say that using sticks instead of a tape measure, great decision.
Everyone's looking at that charge.
Yeah.
I guess all of these charges are going to be pivotal now, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it was exactly 7 inches.
Oh, he just got in. Oh yeah, so he's inside. So he's outside of his character's buffs.
Okay.
Is what he's saying. So I don't think that's gonna matter. That unit's gonna rifle through, and because it was as we said, a 7-inch charge. He hasn't been able to get loads of them in.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see because it's unlikely he's going to take that objective this turn, isn't it?
Oh no, he's made another big charge. Oh, there we go. He's got into that as well. Was not expecting that as a result.
So I guess the last one is going to be this bottom right.
Or exciting if you're interested in Fyreslayers.
Yeah.
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 And then we're going to go into the combat phase. I imagine using the command point. Oh, another charge. Here we go. Oh, a little Fyreslayer hero. There he is. Runesmith going in with his big key, ready to just do
just key latch people. I think is probably what we'd call it. Yeah. And the last charge, all of them.
Oh, all of them are in. Yahtzee, 4 for 4. He's absolutely tanked it. All right. Well, currently we're gonna we'll wait to see what happens in the combat phase. But right now we're gonna go over and talk to our man Donal. He's in the field. He's interviewing someone very special. Over to you, Donal.
Hey, thanks, Rob. So here we have, as promised, Philip, who's from the Russian ETC team, and I therefore believe is Russian. Philip, hello, welcome to the Honest Wargamer.
Hi, thank you.
So, Philip, what are you playing in the LGT this weekend?
I'm playing Fyreslayers.
And how's that going so far? I know the answer to this.
So 2 wins, yeah.
And what were your opponents? So,
Gloomspite and some mixed order.
so the Gloomspite was Ming, who is one of the Raw organizers, who had a bunch of trogs. How many turns did those trogs last?
It's about 3 turns, I think.
Cool. And so, how long have you been playing AOS?
So I'm playing since this spring.
And you were at the ETC this year, or have you played any other international events?
I played ETC this summer, so I'd like to say thank you for my teammates from Russia who believed in me. Yeah.
And what did you play at the ETC?
Flash hitter cards. So we had other Fyreslayer players, and other order players. So I played Flash hitter cards. Yeah.
And so, from your vast experience in England of only arriving 5 days ago, guys, how's the English scene for AOS versus Russia?
So I think it's great. You have great community. So I have a lot of fun. So thank you. It's great experience for me.
And did you didn't play England at the ETC, or did you play any of the? Who did you play at the ETC?
We played England. Yeah. I played with I think Tony Moore. Yeah, Flash hitter cards player. Yeah.
And were there dice really good in the ETC? Because that was my experiences.
So dice were different, I think. Yeah.
Different. That is a nice word to describe the dice. Just like Ben Sava's dice. Okay, and so you're playing the Fyreslayers. Do you prefer Fyreslayers or Feck?
So actually, I prefer Daughters of Cain, but it's difficult to transport Marathi from Moscow to here and Cauldron. So and it's easy to transport Fyreslayers. So that's why I choose this army.
Okay, so you usually play Daughters of Cain at home?
Yes.
And if you were looking at any of the players today, which lists do you think are you worried about, or have you looked through any of the lists?
So I think it's difficult to play with different Slaanesh. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess for Fyreslayers it's hard to kill their heroes.
Yeah, it's right. But because of 2 wound infantry, so they get a lot of depravity points, so it's difficult to deal with it.
And have you seen some of the Stormfiend lists? So Jack Armstrong, who was in the England team at ETC, has taken 9 Stormfiends. How do you think the Fyreslayers do against those?
I think it will be very difficult. So I hope we will try it.
Yeah, I just hope Ben and Jack play each other, and then you don't have to. And so, where would you like to finish this weekend? What would be a good result for you?
So I will do my best. So
number 1, that's what he says. Number 1. Cool. Anything else you'd like to say before we hand back to Rob in the studio?
Thank you for this event.
Okay. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. Cheers.
What a lovely man, showing that Russians are lovely.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they get some bad press, but real nice folk. Well done. So good luck to him. I mean, he seems nice, but I don't want him to win because he's playing Fyreslayers. Right, back to the table. If you've just joined us, this is round 3, battle round 3 of round 2 of the LGT 2009 tournament, here live in kind of like London, but England is kind of divided into London and everywhere else. And let me tell you, if you're outside of London, I like you. And I will leave that sentence there.
Okay, let's stop.
However, we're here and we're attending the LGT 2019 Age of Sigmar tournament. We've got Freddie Leggett with his Beast of Chaos against Francois Macaron. That's, I think, how you pronounce his last name.
Yeah.
Francois, I think, is in the dominant position currently with his Fyreslayers because he has got some crazy charges off at different points in the game. Specifically, he got a charge here, a charge here, a charge here, and he got this charge here. So there are not many Bestigor left. It did look like Freddy had an opportunity to play really well. Not to play really well. He played really well, I thought. An opportunity to capitalise here with the Bestigor charge, but they just couldn't kill a thing, no matter how much James bigged them up.
Well, I like to try. I felt like maybe the positive vibes would carry over to the table. But
they are the Worstigor. That's
Yeah.
how they've been named. Yeah.
apparently so.
Yeah. There we go. Who won in Ben versus? Sorry, it was Ben. Ben won that event. I'm glad you guys know that. So we're currently in the combat phase of Francois' turn for turn 3, battle round 3, and we've seen a lot more Bestigor die here.
Yeah.
James, not happy about that.
No.
The Beast Lord is also dead.
Well,
Always going to happen.
I think he was doomed. Well, we thought he was doomed the first round of attack, right? So.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Oh no, the Beast Lord's still going. He's
Oh,
there.
all right. Beast
He's
Lord's still
about
up.
to get killed.
Oh, okay.
So he's got 1 wound left, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's taken 4 in all. So the Beast Lord survives again.
Congratulations.
Someone should give him a medal.
God,
little
God.
Fyreslayer
So
hat with
he's
hair.
becoming the Bestilord.
Yeah.
How is he doing it? How is he there
Well,
fighting
so-
something that's 30 Bestigor? Is it because he's bigger?
I think it's because someone in this army needs to do something.
They do need to do something. They're not that keen on doing anything
No.
useful generally, which I find odd.
And that's it. I think he's dead.
Oh, well, that was always going to happen when you're terrible.
Yes. Oh well.
Do you know what I really like about Freddy? Freddy's just put a load of actual rubbish units on the board and pretending it's an army.
Yep.
Every game, he's seriously putting them on and going, watch out. And then you're like, what am I watching out for? It's like, all this stuff I can do. What stuff is that?
But he's on table 1.
He is currently on table 1.
I mean, it's only game 2.
I
but
mean, it's game 2, so, fair enough.
But he beat someone.
And I'm proud of him for it.
There you go.
Don't get me wrong. You know, broken clock twice. A broken clock is twice is right twice a day.
He didn't know what he's saying, but he's got it.
Yeah. I'm a little bit sad for him. So I really want him to just have it. There we go. There's that zoom in on that big combat there. There were 40 Bestigor at that point. There were also and a Beast Lord.
Yeah.
There were 10.
You can see the Beast Lord. He was there.
There was 10 Hearthguard and a Magmadroth. And FYI, the Bestigor got to charge, and still.
I mean, they got fought first, and we thought that could be devastating, but they stayed above. Stayed above the 20 models, which was what mattered, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do in that situation? Not much, I don't think. Twitch chat, let us know how you feel the game has gone. I'm excited to know what you think.
So, I think the fight with the Centaur might be over, which means he might hold that point based on numbers, I think.
Yes. What, in the top?
No, down here. I think this fight's over. We've just seen 1 Centaur removed.
Oh, okay. That's very interesting. So it's actually 7-7. So he hasn't taken the objective.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't outnumbered them to take it off them. So that's big.
Yeah. And it'll be... So I think, if I'm right as well, this fight's going to happen last because of this little Wildfire Taurus.
Yes, it is. So it's whether or not this unit at the top can actually stay alive and keep them.
I mean, they're not going to. They're not going to kill anything.
I don't think they're going to, but it does look like the most. It looks like Francois is going to take this bottom one again. And if he manages to take that top one, then they're only worth 1 each in this situation, and then that's 2. So he can put it on himself onto 4.
So 12.
So he can be on 12. So there'll still be 4 points in it. And then what Freddy really needs is the priority, just so that he can retreat this unit at the top off and hold on to that. Or maybe even be sneaky, retreat it into the centre. Or just retreat these. In fact, actually, probably better is just retreat the Centaur into the centre to get the 2 points. Take the 2 points. Because he's just looking. Because at the most that Francois is able to get is 8 in a turn. So he just wants to keep pipping on those points as often as he can.
Yeah. So there's an interesting outcome. So I think the Magmadroth here has been listening to the worst Beast Lord we've ever seen,
All right.
and has done nothing.
Well, he's pretty wounded. He's fought loads of things.
No, I don't care.
You don't care.
No, he should have done something.
Thanks. Not Scrivo's pushing buttons super well. James is relevant. His revelation. Rob is there, and Donald's body cast. Oh, thanks to Chuckle Buddy. Appreciate that. Any good at rules? Anyone good at rules here? Yeah, that would be us, guys. That's our job.
What was the question?
Are those objective rings? Yes. Where do I get those? So the objective rings, we're going to find out where you get them from. We'll take a picture. We'll stick up on our Instagram and on. We'll find a link. Yeah, we could do that. That's fine. I'll do that for you later, guys. Do you know what, I just realised I was not talking to the mic.
There you go. So these have actually just managed to kill another Fyreslayer.
Another Fyreslayer down.
So one is dead.
One.
I mean, it's not going to do anything.
It's amazing how few of them have actually died. Whole droves of gore have been thrown into them.
And,
So
an
this reads-
Ungor killed one. The worst of gore and now the best of gore.
It does read a lot like the narrative.
Yeah.
It does. I'm quite impressed, realistically. So we're going into possibly the longest combat phase of all time.
Yeah, I think
This
so.
is where next week I'm going to have prepped some little interstitial videos because
Maybe you could just get someone to sing some jolly tunes.
yeah, we could do waiting for the combat to resolve.
Just, in Facehammer or at Facehammer, singing jolly tunes.
Yeah.
Some pirate shanties or something. There's a lot of combat to be resolved in this turn, I think.
There is a lot. There is 5 different combats happening, all at the same time, and they're from like a unit that kills everything to units that die as if you touch them with paper. Really,
Yeah.
like they are. I mean, not paper. You know what I mean? Maybe with small axes, bows. Would you attack them with a bow?
Probably.
Do you know what would have been funny is watching Ben's list just rip this army to pieces in a heartbeat.
I feel like those 9 storm vermin might have killed all or both armies.
Yeah, the storm fiend. Yeah, the storm fiends.
Just all of the armies.
yeah,
just gone.
yeah.
I think those wind rush launchers seem to do quite a lot. The little rattling cannon machine gun did quite a lot.
Alex Goes says Beast good snatches movement shenanigans late game favours them rather than the little fellas. I agree as well. That's why I think it's important to put each point on the board as possible. Because there's loads of opportunity here to keep scoring. Or there's going to be a lot of dead gore. I'm just going to make sure that Freddy's 4 CP that he sat on is correct from our
Okay, so 12 have died in this 12 gore have died here, but the Fyreslayers can't attack twice.
No, they can't. They can't. So and there's also a little beast. There's also a Bray Shaman here.
Yep.
Spend that CP. That unit is in there, and they are holding on to that objective.
Yeah, there'd be a debate, I think, at this point where 18 inches from this comes as well, because if they're wholly within 18, they're not battle shocking anyway.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So by this point in the game, anything hopefully within a nice big bubble of this here isn't going to battle shock.
Yeah, so it is actually. I'm quite excited. It's actually quite tense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's coming into these final 2 turns. It's going to be who pips these points in the right scenario. This priority roll is going to be a big deal.
So some shields have been thrown over here, I think. So we're going to see Ungor fall.
Yes.
And they're gone.
They go. All the Ungor are dead. Yes.
So now what might be interesting is, I imagine there won't be anyone to put into the fire here now. So I think that might have killed all his summoning.
Wow.
So he's going to get one. Okay. So this here, without any things to kill, nothing's going to happen. And lots of things are now running away.
Right. Okay.
So I think a CP was used up here. because they must be out of range of the Herdstone. The Bestigor that were here, which were the original ones, have legged it. The Centaur are fine, apparently. So they're going to deny that. Oh, we've lost one.
Oh, from Battle Shark.
Yeah.
No, not from Battle Shark. Can't be from Battle Shark. Oh yeah, it must be from Battle Shark.
Yeah,
that's
so from Battle Shark.
That's actually huge.
Yeah, so
Genuinely huge, because that's actually put more points on the board for Francois at that stage.
No, I think there's 6 now. I think we must have lost one to the Centaur.
So okay, so 6 versus 6, so it's
Yeah.
still a hold. So that's very interesting. So the points update.
So that's good. Yeah, so there's going to be 2 for the centre.
Yeah, because he's held on to the centre even though he's lost.
And I imagine he's got this one, but not that one.
So it's going to be a big deal. That priority roll
Yeah.
is going to be real interesting.
We're about to see our score update.
There you go. It's 16-14 going into priority roll. There's 2 points in it. However, there's like some easy points on the board if Freddie gets it. I think if Francois gets it personally. So we're going to see the priority roll. Beasts of Chaos is red. Fyreslayers is blue. Good luck. Good luck to those guys. Oh, it's gone to Fyreslayers, and they've shaken hands. They have shaken hands. There you go. Which I think is good. I think that's Freddie conceding, which I think is a little bit sad, but like I understand.
Yeah, I think at that point he's just going to get his units ripped off the
Dallas,
table.
thanks for subscribing on Twitch Prime. Thank you to everyone who subscribes on Twitch. What a game!
Yeah.
What a game! Yeah, those guys are just going to rack up the points, and then it'll be cool to get an interview with those guys and find out how they felt about the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was interesting to see that at the end. Kind of that priority roll could have swung that either way.
Yeah, I think it was quite important, realistically. That priority roll, because if we look at it, so obviously Francois now can consolidate here.
Yep.
He's already consolidated up there. He's going to win this, and
Yep.
he's going to win here. So he's got that. He's got the all points, as they
Yep.
say. Yeah. This is like the battle of the all points.
And it's over.
And it's exactly like that. It was over.
If you're bald and short, you win the all points fight.
You win the all
apparently.
points. Yeah. Although that's not how it went in history. Archeon took it.
Whoa.
The battle of the all points.
But that was a while ago now. This might be the new one.
Yeah.
I'm sure that someone's going to cry about that narrative I've just made.
If you guys want to see what the lists are, you just press the BIP button on the Twitch overlay, and it'll immediately send you to the lists, and you can have a look at them. They're also available on Tabletop TO if you go and look for this event, which is cool. The guys.
Oh. Are they playing it out?
Oh yeah, they might be playing it through realistically, which is fine.
Yeah. So okay.
We'll actually find out that info. Oh, so yeah, Francois still playing. He's got the double turn. I think I'd played it out, but fair play to Freddie. Oh, maybe they are playing it out. Looks like they might be.
Yeah.
Oh, they're playing
Yes.
it through. Okay. Right, sweet. Okay.
Cool.
Well, that's fun.
So that Wildfire Taurus hasn't moved.
Well, yes. So that the Wildfire Taurus is going to have to move during the priority phase. So it moves 12 inches, but he's just taken it off the board.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. And then, there you go. So, I think that with the game being called, we don't need to talk through. That's what we're here for. It's been fun. I won't lie. I've enjoyed myself. Hello, welcome back. It's been a fun time.
Yeah.
It's a fun time. You really bigged up those Beasts of Chaos to me, and they didn't really do what you said they were going to do, did they?
No. I'll be interested. So I think I'll be interested when they come away from the table to just find out where those rolls went, because I really feel like more should have died.
I feel emotionally hurt by the fact that they did nothing.
Yeah.
Close to nothing.
I mean, that's 320 points, maybe?
Yeah.
And I think they probably charged less than that.
No, about that. But they got the charge off, which is important.
And bounced.
Yeah, a combat unit that does very little damage is really interesting. And again, like you said, because they're in the depraved drove, the fact that they got those exploding sixes and they didn't do it. Well, interestingly, we saw when we did the coverage for Bobo, we saw a depraved drove list, but under Slanesh Allegiance as opposed to Beast of Chaos, ran by Darren Watson. We saw that run in, charge, do its combats, do its fighting. and do phenomenal amounts of damage, and it just hasn't done the same in this situation, which I find very odd. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess they just didn't seem to do a huge amount. Who knows? I'm literally at a loss for words.
Is anyone impressed by this cricket netting that we've been stationed in?
We were waiting for some cricket balls and some cricket players to
currently,
join
but there
us.
are someone playing javelin outside. Playing javelin?
No, they're pole vaulting, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, what more do you want?
Dude, it says bring back Scrivo, all is forgiven. James blew his game prediction. Oh yeah, we should have kept
who
it
is
James.
that?
We should have kept it James score. Who did you? You also called.
Oh right.
You
so
also called Sylvaneth game 1.
No. I backed Sylvaneth. I
You
didn't
backed
call
Sylvaneth,
it.
you didn't
I didn't
call
call
it.
There's a difference.
Okay, well that's a bit of a shame.
But we can just say I'm going to call it wrong all weekend and see where that goes.
We'll see if we got a narrative going for
Yeah.
you. All right, listen, you guys have been great. It's been really fun doing the coverage for that game. I'm quite surprised because at one point I really did think the Beasts of Chaos were going to take it.
Yeah, I think for me, like, there was a couple of points where just having the sheer amount of bodies seemed like the advantage. But when your units don't die,
Then you're in a really solid spot. But it's been great talking to you. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to join us for the next game, which is at Scrivo's going to find out exactly when that's for in a minute.
and I think is it on the splash screen?
It's on. Yeah. It's on the when the stream goes off. You'll see. Don't forget to subscribe on Patreon and Twitch. Thank you very much for doing that. It helps support the show.
Yeah.
And also keep checking on Twitter and Instagram where Donal's bringing you the hot goss.
Yep.
From
the hot
around
goss.
the rest of the LGT. James, thanks very much.
A pleasure.
You've been an angel. Thank you to our table boss, Scrivo.
And we'll be back at 4.
See you soon.